What is going on, my YouTube friends? No, my Patreon friends. How we all living tonight? How we doing, my renegades, man? I'm running a little bit behind. We got the Sick Boy album coming out, and I'll have the link to pre-order it in a pinned comment down below. And if you can, it's only $5, which I think is pretty incredible. It's a pretty low price. Like, that to me just says that Ren has art that he wants to share, for whatever my opinion is worth. But I think that it's fantastic. Like, he could easily charge $20 for this, $19.99, something like that, make a bunch of money, but it's obviously not what he's going for. But anyway, I'm rambling, man. I'm really looking forward to this. This video looks like they went crazy on this. I'm looking forward to hearing how Ren talks about the medical field or world. And I have my opinions, my experiences too, man. And like in his thank you to 1 million subscribers, when he said that it's like on the medical system to do better, like that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. And Ren's got such a way of just like painting this stuff, man. Let me go. Let me do this. I've been chatting so much. Here we go. Whew. Okay.
Hi Ren, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for seeing me.
Looking at your file here, it seems there's a very apparent interplay with your emotional state and your physical body. Have you ever heard of the trauma response?
I don't think so.
Basically, our bodies can get stuck in a negative feedback loop. Our subconscious can repeat patterns from the past, which can have a pretty drastic downstream effect on our biology. Essentially, your mind is making you sick.
Man, and like, shout out. I said this on that same video I was talking about. Like, those with mental health, I know that hurts, man. I know that hurts just because there's no actual like scars or like physical marks. I know that shit hurts, man. And also, like, I also know, like, I don't want to talk down to that situation, because they're like this kid that used to live in my basement. He used to have this. He legitimately had this, and he was aware of it. Whenever he would get stressed out, he would get really sick, and it was his body's way of keeping him inside, right? But that does feel like a little bit of a cop-out from time to time. And you see that a lot in the ADHD world right now. They're telling you either you do have ADHD when you don't, or they're telling you that you have ADHD and these are the problems and these are the reasons. Or in my experience, it was, depression. They said that I was depressed and that's why I had ADHD. Well, I've had ADHD. It's just now I was rude to myself about it. Like, it's a different thing. I don't need medication. I needed a perspective change. I needed an ego check. And that's what I got, right? But anyways.
Stuck in a negative feedback loop. Our subconscious can repeat patterns from the past, which can have a pretty drastic downstream effect on our biology. Essentially, your mind is making you sick.
Probably got tired of hearing that.
Sick boy, bitten by a tick boy, looking for that fix boy, anabolic steroids, damn so, poster boy, pass out, white noise, quick fix, snake oil, I'm about to break boy.
Man, he's going through everything that he tried. He's like so the doctor telling him that he's doing it to himself, and then now he must have been at the point where it's like, yes, like, I was bitten by a tick, I had Lyme disease, y'all overlooked my situation and told me one thing, and that's not it. And now he's in that, right? I don't know, man. Like, this here.
Sick boy, bitten by a tick boy, looking for that fix boy, anabolic steroids, damn so, poster boy, pass out, white noise, quick fix, snake oil, I'm about to break boy. Oh,
I bet.
What a shame, he's in pain, have another go, take another pill, here, take a couple more, let's see how you're doing in another week or so, you'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show, derealization.
You'll be feeling worse. What do you say? You'll be
in another week or so, you'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show.
You'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show. Oh man, that's gonna get me heated. Oh, that line right there makes me want to box somebody.
How you're doing in another week or so, you'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show. Derealization, medical patient losing patience with the process, walking hand in hand with Satan, complications with the medication, inflammation, dehydration, inhalation, aggravation, building up a toleration. Drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown. I've been feeling like I'm drowning with my feet upon the ground. I've been screaming, I've been shouting, but I never make a sound. I've been looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown.
Is there so many?
What a trip, man. Like, that was all so well written. Like, not only like does it flow, does it rhyme like crazy, but like he's talking some real stuff here, man. Inflammation, dehydration, I'm assuming that these are not only side effects of Lyme disease, these are probably side effects of all the friggin' medication too. And again, like my direct correlation to medication was depression and ADHD, and that dehydrated the shit out of me. The dehydration gave me panic attacks. Now I have a panic disorder. Like, what? I never had a panic attack before, ever, until they start giving me this and this. And they say, oh, well, because you're like this, you got to take more of this than this. Like, and he's talking about the tolerance thing too. And they're just like, well, just take some more pills then. Like, that's the lesson that they're trying to teach us, right? Like,
Patient losing patience with the process, walking hand in hand with Satan.
Yeah, I bet.
Complications with the medication, inflammation, dehydration.
oh, that was complications of the medication. He said that. Okay. And he said that he's walking hand in hand with the devil. He's losing patience with the process. Okay, I got it. I've got to push the lines together.
Patience with the process, walking hand in hand with Satan. Complications with the medication, inflammation, dehydration, inhalation, aggravation, building up a toleration. Drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown. I've been feeling like I'm drowning with my feet upon the ground. I've been screaming, I've been shouting, but I never make a sound. I've been looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown.
Is this all making sense, Ren?
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
The whole
What I
drown
propose
scheme
we
was
do is we
crazy.
try to pinpoint the exact experiences from the past that are keeping you stuck. What can you tell me about your childhood?
I can't really think.
It's okay if nothing comes up right away. What I'd like you to do is take some deep breaths with me. In and out.
Oh, that's so hard on this beat.
And out. Good. Now
That's
tell
like
me
my
the first
heart
thing that
would
comes to your
quiver.
mind.
I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick. We're given everything we need and we commoditize it. We consume, we destroy like we're parasitic. Science tells us that it's suicide and still we commit. I'm not sick, we are standing on a cliff in the name of progress. We jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on and tell me that I'm sick?
Oh, man. Like, it's like, it's giving me like some sort of like a visceral response right now, man. Like, this is wild. This is wild. And like seeing him trash his room and just like rap like this, man, too. And like when he was, I want to use this lightly. Please bear with me on this language. But like when he was going like kind of crazy earlier and they had like all the like demonic voices, like pitch shifted around him, man. And then like his clean, just like him getting after it. Like, oh man, this is giving me like, it's like chills and this like visceral response. Like, I want to attack somebody, flip a desk over. Like, oh.
Science tells us that it's suicide and still we commit. I'm not sick, we are sick. We are standing on a cliff in the name of progress. We jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on and tell me that I'm sick? Sick boy, looking for a fix, boy. Push it down in public, quick pose for the pick, boy. Record label meetings that commodify your gift, boy. Why you so upset? Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry.
And like, so he got signed like when he was real young, right? And he had to, like, I think my understanding is, someone correct me on this, it was like amicable, like they parted ways because he could not commit to his side of the contract, right? Just because of his like his illness. And then when they're discrediting him and telling him that it's in his head, it's like, what's wrong? Like, why are you self-sabotaging? Like, why don't we get to the root of that? And that's not the problem. The problem is that it's the Lyme disease thing, right? Like, it's interesting, man. It's interesting.
Your gift, boy. Why you so upset? Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry is cutthroat. I've been doing bits by myself, swimming backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evolve, we're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I bleed in myself, I bleed in my brain. While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
Man, like, and his singing like kind of cadence on top of that too, and that's high too, man. I thought that was like pretty high register, just in general. But he sounded great, man. And like, who else? Like, I know people sing and rap, but it's not like this. Like, Ren's got his own thing going on here, man. I can't get enough.
Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry is cutthroat.
And he's been doing that to himself long enough. He doesn't need someone else coming after his throat. Like, he's been doing it to himself. You know what I mean? Like,
I've been doing bits by myself, swimming backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence.
And like, come on, man, that's hard. Who else singing in the like mix like their falsetto while they're rapping? Like, come on, man.
We're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I'm bleeding myself.
This beat is nasty.
While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
Wow, man. And you know what? Back to that like million subscribers video. It's cool to see the consistency, like talking about like how we gotta stop abusing our earth around us, and we gotta like pay attention to that at hand, right? And that mindfulness is probably a lesson worth everyone's time that's been on that Ren journey that got in his way, slowed him down, and pointed him in the wrong direction. Not that my advice to doctors and stuff is going to be valid, but maybe a lesson in mindfulness. This is wild. This beat was nasty. This might be my favorite Ren beat. He went crazy on this, my friends. I appreciate this one. This one had me in my feels, man. If y'all made it this far, I'm going to ramble for a second. Like when I knew I had ADHD like my whole life, man. But like y'all know, it's a superpower. Like if once you figure it out, once you get like comfortable with it, it's a superpower. It's like a lot of these things, right? And when I started to feel the symptoms of depression, I went to my doctor and I said, "Hey, man," I said, "I'm picking on myself, and like I'm a pretty confident dude normally, like especially back then. And I don't think I was egotistical, but I was confident. I was a very confident person, and that confidence had shifted into now I was judging myself. I was picking on myself and bullying myself constantly. And I just said, like, that's not like me. Like, what do I do? It was like, go see a therapist, man. Like, sort your thoughts out. Like, tell your team, tell your staff that you're not going to be yourself for a little while and go deal with it. And then from there, I was avoiding things in my life that were causing more and more of that kind of depression. For me, it was panic. It's true. It was panic though. And that inflamed the ADHD, which then I figured I had to manage the ADHD and I wouldn't be so upset. Started taking the medication, was still upset, started taking antidepressants. And the two, man, like the fallout of the two was horrendous. Like I was at the pharmacy talking to my pharmacist, just like pouring in sweat, holding myself up on the desk on like day 3 or 4 of taking these. Like I was like numb, top to bottom, up a ladder. Like I told my dad, my boss, that I had to go home. Like I was going to fall off this ladder. I felt like I wasn't strong enough to hold on to it, feet or hands. And went to my pharmacist. He was like, "Bro, you got to go to the hospital like right now." And like, what an oversight. You know what I mean? Like, and what did they say? They said, "Well, it won't start working for 6 weeks." And I said, "Did you see the shape I was in?" Like, yeah, it's frustrating, man. It's so frustrating. This something about that second verse did something visceral to me. Anyways, my friends, big hugs for y'all. Take care of yourselves out there and be kind to yourselves. Some guy on the internet asked you to. All my renegade friends, I appreciate y'all. We'll see you all on the next one.